There is palpable tension in Mount Kenya after William Ruto and his allies successfully planned and executed the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua. But what is becoming very difficult to manage is the post impeachment, because all we know now is that Mount Kenya is calm, but that does not mean that they have forgotten. In fact, that is what William Ruto really wanted, to paint a picture that people have forgotten Rigathi Gachagua, and therefore they are aligning themselves to Kithure Kindiki. But the truth on the ground is that things are not as rosy as they feel. Now, it is also clear that the members of parliament who are coming from Mount Kenya, who voted to impeach Rigathi Gachagua, are being viewed as people who betrayed their brother. We are now being told that they are urging William Ruto, they are piling pressure on William Ruto to go for what they call development tour, just to pacify the area, because they know that the ground is very hostile. In fact, some of them have abandoned their rural homes. They are hiding in Nairobi, the same thing that happened during the Gen Z protest. Now, it is recorded in one of the dailies that Ruto Mount Kenya allies plan comeback after Gachagua ouster. They are planning a comeback, meaning very well that they know that things are not well. Just want us to read a little bit. After successfully kicking out Rigathi Gachagua as deputy president, President William Ruto's Mount Kenya allies are planning a major comeback. The president's allies from the vast Mount Kenya region are reportedly planning regional tours coached as development meetings to salvage their fortunes following Gashagua's ouster. A wave of hostility is blowing across Mount Kenya region, with MPs and senators who voted for Gashagua's impeachment having it rough even on social media. Most MPs who participated in Gashagua's ouster have been having difficult times on the ground, with residents angry with their decision to eject the former DP from office. With hostility growing across Mount Kenya region, the politicians who are allied to Ruto are now planning progressive regional tours to show up their influence. Plans for the tour have been finalized, with MPs expected to hit the ground once they proceed in Christmas break next month. We'll come back to this. Now, the strategy includes holding back-to-back public events, including attending high-profile funerals and church funerals across the region over the coming weeks. The plan will also culminate with the Deputy President Kithure Kindiki's homecoming later this year, which President Ruto will reportedly attend. And then they say that part of the MP's messaging that is being polished includes arguing that the appointment of Deputy President Kithure Kindiki was meant to bring harmony to the government. Just before we come back to this summary, I want us to get that last point, that they want to paint a picture that things are smooth, the ground is calm, and that it was necessary to appoint Kithure Kindiki for the smooth and harmony of running within the system. Now, just to corroborate what has been written here, let us listen to one of the Mount Kenya MPs telling their members that the ground is calm. They really need to respect Kithure Kindiki so that they get a fair share of the national cake.
Number 3, I am on the ground. I came to Murang'a. I'm very, very, very happy. Kandara constituency, I've already gone to 2 wards. I was interacting with people. I'd come to visit a friend of mine called Wanjiro, who lost her eyesight, and I wanted to see how she's doing. So I came and I had a little bit of some food donation. But people are calm, and I want to ask Mount Kenya people, please let us remain calm. I am on the ground, and the ground is calm. The only thing I want to urge the leader who are at my position, even in Parliament and Senate, let us be humble. Let us explain to these people politely, without chest thumping, and these people have no problem. We had 2 sons of the mountain. One has served for 2 years. There's another one, hopefully, that he's going to serve for the next 3 years. Let us encourage each other. Let us pray for him. Let us support him, because we cannot be in opposition. We want to work with the government so that our people can benefit. Talking about healthcare, we are talking about education. We are talking about our security. Where can we get all these things if you're not in the government? And because His Excellency the President is the one who has appointed the first Deputy President, he's also the one who has appointed the second one. And you know there was a lot of challenges even for the appointment of the first one. He chose him. We know he's the one who has reasons why he has decided to change, and we are praying for them that God will give them wisdom that they're going to work for Kenyans. And now we focus on development and stop politicking. And I want to urge my fellow colleagues, let us now drop the politics and work for our people, because we only have.
If it is recorded that after the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua, the ground is hostile, they cannot go to their rural homes without security. They cannot attend, public social gatherings. Like you saw one of the members of parliament who was ejected from a bar. But then they are now saying that they are rolling out a plan so that by December, as they recess and they go for what I may call just a mere sabbatical leave, that they will hit the ground, including attending high-profile funerals, church events. I want you to juxtapose something. If they cannot attend those social places now, but they are now being charged to attend them in December, what will make the difference? One, there is money that has been given out to help in this campaign. They will be going there to pacify the ground with some money, because there are things, there is a lot of high stake here. One, they are not sure whether Kindiki will be accepted, especially in Mount Kenya East. And that is why they are sent like John the Baptist in the Bible, this is for those who read the Bible and believe in it, who was sent to prepare way for Jesus. So these Mount Kenya MPs will go to the ground to test the waters, to pacify the ground, because they know if this is not done, there is going to be humiliation. You've seen the way people heckle William Ruto. They heckle his people, his ministers, when they go to funerals to read messages of condolence. People even heckle and walk away from county commissioners when they read Ruto's speech, the presidential speech. Everywhere, either there is some lukewarmness, they just decide not to attend, or they attend but they're just quiet, they're just there, or they heckle and walk away. So they know that if they're not careful, Ruto will be humiliated. So they have to pacify the ground. These tours will be choreographed as Mount Kenya Development Tour. But in real sense, it is meant just to, William Ruto is going to feel how the ground is and to try and introduce afresh. It is like a homecoming tour for Kindiki. And they want to send this message that this seat is still for you. Of course, it is still for Mount Kenya, or it's still for Kenya, because Kindiki is a Kenyan. But I know there is bitterness because this thing was taken away from Mount Kenya West. They felt that they should have gone for 5 years. But things are tough on the ground. If things were not tough, then it will be very easy. They just go for this tour. But for you to see, in fact, it is recorded that members who voted themselves are now asking William to, because they know they cannot just go on their own. So what they are going to do is that it's easier to hide behind development, tour. But even with this, ladies and gentlemen, it is not going to be very easy, because they must get prepared to the fact that now they were used to Rigathi Gachagua welcoming the president. It will be Kindiki. And as they will be touring Mount Kenya, we are really waiting with bated breath, of course, to see what will happen in Nyeri. We saw, and this might be the reason why the Nyeri governor Mutahi Kahiga was saying that we have accepted, Kenya must move on, because they know that if Mutahi Kahiga would still be lamenting, it would be very bad. You cannot, when you go for a development tour in a county, you expect the governor to be there. You've seen the way, the hostility that Mutai Kahiga brings with him, telling you that Rigathi was not respected. So they decided that they pick those who have been hostile, and I know they were either threatened with the court cases because maybe walifunguliwa file pale ama walipewa kitu kidogo. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm submitting to you very kindly that things are not going to be the same. And whether you like it or not, there are places where you are going to feel hostility. Either people will boycott, or they will be there just watching at William Ruto as he speaks, or some people will even heckle because there are people who are mad. But I know pesa itatembea. We are going to have school buses ferrying people to the rally just to paint a picture that William Ruto is still loved there. Members of parliament are going to be given money to ensure that they rally the support. Now, if you're in Mount Kenya, prepare. Pesa inakuja. Hii ni pesa yako, lakini ujue they will recover it from the taxes. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is tension. I know that as a former deputy president, Rigathi can be allowed to be in those meetings. Today, if you go to Machakos, I've seen Kalonzo Musyoka being there. He's a politician. In the event that he's there, what happens? Let's say he's in Nyeri and he decides to go to Nyeri. What happens? That is the tension that is there. The uncertainty. The humiliation that they feel they will get when they go there. Because the ground is hostile, even though they are trying to paint this picture. So we wait and see how things are going to unfold. But this impeachment is not going down well with William Ruto. Ameweka sura ya kazi, lakini behind that happy facade there is very little to celebrate.